welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be telling you guys a story about the time I had a crazy friend who did nasty stuff to me. So there's 3 incidents in this story, so I'm going to try to shorten that up a little bit so it's not like a long video. Alright, so before I tell you guys about the instances, I can't even say the word anymore, incidents, I am going to tell you how we met. I had moved to Lehigh Acres when I was like in the 2nd or 3rd grade, and she was on my bus. And we became really close friends. My mom and her mom met, they clicked. I mean, we were together every weekend. We lived in the same neighborhood. I mean, we were like this. And not only me, but my sister too. We were really close with her. It was amazing. Oh, and her name in this story will be Vivian. So the first incident happened when I was in 7th grade and she was a freshman in high school. So that makes us 2 years apart. I was a 7th grader. I was very naive. I didn't know about anything sexual. I wasn't thinking about anything sexual. But since she was in high school and she was influenced by her peers, she did a lot of nasty stuff, and she would like smoke weed. I mean, nothing's wrong with that, but I'm just saying, like, she was influenced by so many people. So the first incident was she had came over to my house like any other day, any other weekend, and she had a new boyfriend, and her boyfriend was bisexual, which I don't have any problem with that. So her boyfriend was bisexual, and they were bored sitting in the living room or whatever. So I said, hey, there's a big bush by my house that we call the fort. And inside it's hollow, and it has like thick bushes, like not thick bushes, thick branches that you can sit on, and it's like cool inside because of like the bush kind of like hides you from the sun, and it's just a great place to hang out. So we walk down my street and we enter into the fort, and you know, before, like, right when you get into the fort, this kind of branches are really low before you get to like the hollow part, so you're gonna have to like dig through the branches a little bit. And when I was like going in through the branches, I had went into the hollow part, and I was like starting to clean up a little bit, like I had went towards a can, and she started walking in with her boyfriend. And when I turned around, which was not even 2 minutes after I had entered into the fort, I had turned around to see what she was doing, and she was sucking her boyfriend's private parts, okay? And at that moment, I was scared, and like I didn't know what was happening because I was so young. I was 13, 14 years old, so I had no idea what was going on. I was, just scared. So I just leaned next to the bush, and I was like kind of curled up, and I just sat there like, oh my God, like, I don't know what to do. And I turned around to see like if she was done with what she was doing, and I turned around and she was like, don't tell your sister. And then she just went back to, and I was just like, wow, don't tell my sister. So eventually I did tell my sister. She was done with her business. We walked back to the house, and I told my sister, I said, this girl, Vivian, just sucked her man's private parts in front of me. And she was like, oh, really? So my sister went out there and was like, why would you do that in front of my little sister? Like, she's 13 years old. Like, why would you do that? So eventually we told my mom, and her mom, my mom told her mom, told Vivian's mom. And Vivian's mom didn't even believe us. Like, she was just like, whatever. Like, she expected it from her nasty-ass daughter. So yeah, that was the first incident, and nothing was really solved from that. She didn't get in trouble or anything. But since I was so naive and so young, I gave her a second chance. And the second chance was, I was at her house to spend the night. We were going to have a sleepover, whatever. And at that time, I was in 8th grade, and she was a sophomore in high school. So I was a little bit more knowledgeable about, sexual things or whatever. So I had spent the night at her house, and she had a new boyfriend. And she was on the phone with him, talking, da-da-da-da. And we had to sleep in the same bed because it was just, it was a sleepover. I slept in the same bed with her. So I was sleeping, and she was on the phone with a boyfriend, and I fell asleep. And I was sleeping I had turned my body away from her, and my hip was like facing the ceiling. And all of a sudden while I'm sleeping, I still hear her talking on the phone, but she's kind of like moaning and stuff, like, you know, moaning and stuff and groaning. I feel this body weight on my hip. Then I start feeling like a movement, you know, on my hip. I turn my head to look up to see what is going on. This girl is humping on my hip, okay? While she's having phone sex with her boyfriend. Yeah. At that moment, I still didn't know what to do because I was still young, and I never been in fights. I never was that a bad child, you know. I was very privileged, very just like a child. So I pushed her off of me, and I was like, "What are you doing?" I started crying. I was like, "What are you doing? Like, why would you do this to me?" Da, da, da. I didn't know what to do, so I just ran into the guest room, and I fell back asleep because I didn't want to tell my mom because I was scared I was going to be the one in trouble. And after that incident happened, I kind of distanced myself from her, but I couldn't really distance because we were living in her mother's other house, so we couldn't really like stop being friends, which I hated so much. But anyways, the third incident isn't really big, and she didn't really do anything physical to me, but I went over to her house for a Sunday football like game night party, and I was helping her clean the room, like get everything ready for the party, because a lot of other teenagers and stuff would come over, and I was helping her clean her room, and she was being really like just shady, very suspicious that day, and she was like, "Stephanie, I need to tell you something," and I was like, "Okay, tell me." And so she was like, "Follow me to the bathroom." Followed her to the bathroom, and she pulls out this toothbrush travel case, and it was white, and it was just like a toothbrush travel case. It was like the length of my moose almost, like this, and she was like, "I lost my virginity. I took my virginity with this," with her toothbrush travel holder. And at first I'm like, "Why the fuck you tell me? Like, I ain't the one to tell. Like, why? Like, I don't really care because you're a crazy ass bitch and that's disgusting." I was just like, "Okay," and she's just like, "I was scared, and you know, she just told me all the other stuff that was disgusting. And I don't want y'all to hear, so I'm gonna save y'all the bleeding ears." So yeah, those are just three incidents that happened with Vivian. And I have way more to tell you, but I didn't want to make this video long. So I'm just going to give you guys an update of like how a relationship is today. So after that incident happened, we like were still kind of friends, but I still was distancing myself. I would only go over there for like Sunday football game nights or whatever. So we ended up moving out of her mom's house, and we kind of just stopped talking. And yeah, that's really all I could say. But we did rekindle a little bit, like maybe a couple weeks ago. But it's just never gonna be the same. All this nasty, crazy stuff that she's done to me, it's just not appropriate, especially to somebody that was that young. So yeah, if you guys have a friend or anything that is abusing you in any type of way and you're young, just make sure you tell your parents because they will help you through everything. And I mean everything. So don't be scared if you are like, you know, scared to tell your parents about what people are doing to you, especially if it's a boy and even if it's a girl as well. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this story time. It was super crazy telling it, super crazy experiencing it, and hopefully you guys never have to experience something like that in your life because it's not fun. It's disgusting. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe and like this video. Bye.